Welcome, my friends. We are live. We're doing a stream here. We've got an awesome video for you today. Thanks so much for showing up and talking about all the awesome stuff that we love, everything photo and video, lens related, software related, rumors, news, tech, it doesn't matter. We're going to hang out today. We're going to talk about some of the awesome things going on, some things that might be popping up here for us pretty quick, as well as some actual lenses that I may or may not have reviewed lately. If you have any interest in those, let me know your questions in your comments, and I'll do my best to answer all your questions. If you're thinking about maybe buying one, or maybe you have a totally unrelated question, it doesn't matter. Today is just about kind of hanging out and, you know, seeing how it goes, showing you some new products, some services that I've been checking out, and some that I could recommend, some that I don't, and as well give you some discounts, because that's becoming quite common. People keep sending me stuff, keep offering me partnerships to talk about their stuff, so I thought I'd pass that stuff on to you. So we do have some pretty cool stuff coming up here pretty quick. And yeah, thanks so much for checking out the video, guys. If you haven't seen one of my videos before, and if you don't know me, I'm Stefan Malloch. I do a lot of photography and filmmaking news reviews and tutorials. So if you do like this type of content, you enjoy this stuff, hit that like and subscribe button, join the community. And also got some awesome giveaways coming up. So in order to qualify for that, you just have to be subscribed and hopefully contribute. You know, I want to hear your comments, your feedback, all that good stuff about everything that we do. So yeah, let's dive in and maybe take some questions. I wanted to specifically tell you that today I've got some pretty cool stuff still kicking around. I've got the Tamron 70-180 f2.8. I've got the 28-200. These are both Sony E-mount lenses. That's primarily what I shoot. So if you are a different body or manufacturer shooter, I can probably answer some questions, but I do specialize in Sony, as many of you subscribers do know. And we've also got some other stuff that's going to work for everybody across the board. Storage options, we got some lighting, cleaning stuff, and some software to talk about. So welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining us. And Simon, what's going on, buddy? Thanks for tuning in to the chat here. If you do have questions, make sure you drop it down in the chat. First question, what do you think about using the Tamron 28-75 on a Sony APS-C like the 6300? I think it's a fantastic lens. It's a workhorse of a lens. It's going to work. Just keep the crop factor in mind if you're going to throw it on an Aps-C, but it's as long as you don't need to shoot too wide, it's going to be a fantastic option. Absolutely. I will tell you straight up that my 28-75 is actually in the shop right now for repair. After years and years of use and abuse, that thing is just a beast. So I'll kind of explain and get to more into that as I get it back, because I don't want to jump the gun. But again, as you use lenses, things break down and they wear, and I've literally used that thing for an unfathomable amount of hours, both here on the channel and through professional photography and all sorts of stuff. But I'd still recommend it, absolutely. You do get a great warranty and you might need it. So hopefully that answers your question to do with that lens. Tamron has just come out swinging this last couple of years. They are literally just, man, raising the bar from their, they're not too fast primes, but they're very affordable primes in the 20, their 24 and their 35. Macro-like capabilities, fast f2.8. These are budget lenses, but they do offer a lot. So check those out. We've got their new 28-200, obviously, which is, if you ask me, arguably one of the best all-in-one lenses that you can buy for Sony E-mount, period. It's there's a lot going for it given its price point. And then the 70-180, a fantastic budget option that a lot of people have been waiting on for so long. We finally have some competition for the G Master, the F4. Yeah, I think they're doing great. So we'll talk a bit more about those. I'll show you some photos and whatnot from some stuff that I've taken over the last few months with these. And yeah, so hopefully that cleared that up, guys. Don't be shy. Ask away your questions and your comments and stuff. I want to hear from you guys. Other than that, I want to talk about just a few things. Let's talk about the Sony A7c coming out here pretty quick here. This is a big announcement. This is kind of an upset, and we don't really know where this is going. There's a lot of speculation on this one because it's a little bit of a weird route to go. If you don't know what the A7c is, it's going to be a full frame camera in a crop sensor body, basically, maybe just a little bit bigger. The ergonomics look a little bit better, which is great. It is going to be tailored toward creators and YouTubers like myself, vloggers, that type of thing. Because of its weight, it's going to have IBIS, but it's going to also have a few things taken away, but also a few more things added. It's basically a tiny little A7 III, but in a smaller body with very similar features. It does have a fully articulating screen, which is a game changer for, people like us, because we want to see what's going on without lugging around big monitors and stuff and all that stuff. But I want to hear your thoughts on it. I think it's pretty cool, depending on its price point and if there's going to be 10-bit video. If there's not, and I think they're trying to price it over $2,000 with this really weird, really not so fast or really small lens, I think it's kind of a weird choice. And I think it's going to come down to price and whether it's going to be 8 or 10-bit. I don't think we're going to get 460 out of it, 4K 60, sorry. I think it's just going to be 4K 30. But again, do people actually need that? Not everybody does. You can always shoot in 1080, probably 120 still. But that's my thoughts on the A7c. It's going to be interesting. There's 2 variations of cameras that have been announced, so it's looking, unfortunately, more and more like it's not the A7 IV. But fingers crossed still. It might just be a silver variety, which is really weird and questionable, but let's hope for something more. And again, this might be the kind of split off between their A7 series. Maybe they're going to go a different route. Are they going to do one for video and then one strictly for photography now? Are we going to have a $3,000 A7 IV with pretty much everything that we're looking for minus the 4K 120 of the A7S III? I don't know. But more and more all the time we're finding out there's been a lot of crazy rumors and announcements this year, and we're just, I'm loving it. So let me know your thoughts on that. Any other questions for me? 2 a.m. gang. Yeah, sorry guys about the randomness of this live stream. There was really no, it was just kind of a, I'm doing a live stream right now, why not? And I haven't done it for a while, so it is actually 3:25 p.m. my time. So if you are up at 2 a.m. and you chose to come here and hang out, I appreciate it. absolutely excited for a few other things coming out. Did you hear this rumor about this crazy 90 megapixel Canon? That's pretty bananas. Canon is another one that's also pushing the limits, obviously with the R5, the R6. Just crazy stuff. The age that we live in is just mind-blowing that we're actually getting this technology. So we're all winning. And I know people are fighting over which one's better. It doesn't really matter. They're all going to do pretty much the same thing. Just what are you into? What do you actually need? And do you use your camera to its full potential? I probably don't even use my A7 III to its full potential. It's just, they're so capable these days. Yeah, there's things that are missing, but still such an amazing camera. I'd totally recommend it. And then would I recommend it over the A7C? Well, at this point, yeah, but we don't know enough. So there's that. We've also got the announcement of the new GoPro Hero 9, which is pretty sweet. And I just did a video, I don't know if you saw it, about could this be the one to finally replace our second camera, which would be amazing because these things are pretty darn capable. They're so convenient, so versatile, but they're limited. Their low light capability, they're horrible in low light. The battery is not so great. So in the new 9, we're getting a new battery, 41% bigger. We're getting a new sensor, more megapixels, and that doesn't always equate to lower light, unfortunately, but we're really pulling and hoping for some lower light capabilities in that thing. And maybe, just maybe, some of us can get away with using this as a B cam, which would be amazing. So pretty stoked for that. Let me know your thoughts on that. Quickly, I'm going to do another comparison video, or a few more. We're going to compare the 70 to 180 and the 28 to 200 in a video because some people are asking me which one's better for me. That's going to answer that. And then, of course, as always, if you do have any lenses that I haven't thought about that you want to see a comparison for, I'll do that in-depth comparison. Just drop it down in the comments or head to the community page and let me know your thoughts on that. What else? Any other comments, guys? Hello, Camille from the Netherlands, and Casper. Thanks for joining us, guys. What else? Some pretty cool new products. If you guys are interested, I have picked up a few things here. Check this out. For you guys that are storage fanatics and have a lot of lenses like I do, this is called the lens rack, and it's heavy with all these lenses on, but it's basically a rack that houses all your lenses. I hope you can see that. And it's customizable, as you can put different basically mounts on it, and you can mount this thing on the wall, you can put it on your desk, you can have it just looking nice, and it's pretty sweet. I like the organization of it. And the cool thing is, if you can see this, they actually just twist off. Like the whole point is you don't have a bottom part on it. So you literally just put it on and twist it on and it's on there, which is pretty sweet. But then you say, okay, well, what about when I'm going to go ahead and throw it into my bag and then I'm searching for my, my bottom cap and stuff? How's that going to work? Well, this lens packs, this lens rack and these lens packs have also come up with a solution for that too. It's a really cool company, actually. Thanks, guys, for sending me this stuff to check out. And what this is a little basically Velcro bottom piece that your lens is going to attach to. So you're going to throw this into the bottom of your bag, and then basically that's going to screw right into the bottom of your bag. So essentially a really quick connect system from your bag back into your home where you can just store this stuff. So I'm checking that out right now. I'll do a few more videos on it, but just really cool organization systems. It's called lensrack, I think, .com. All this stuff's going to be linked down in the description for you to check out, but just a really cool little small emerging company. Great idea. And if you saw, you can throw not just lenses, but flashes, your memory cards. It's got your quarter mount. You can put, stuff like your anything, basically. They literally have thought of everything, and they've got these little different mounts for it. So pretty cool for organization. Check that out. What else do we got? Lights. You know that obviously lights are critical when it comes to photography and creativity, whether you're equal. And I wanted to show you a few of them that I've picked up because they are getting so awesome. And honestly, I like to have two of these at all times just so I can light things differently. do kind of a backlight, just add some ambiance or whatever. I use, in all the B-roll that you see on the channel, I use these lights all the time for like a ton of things. So this one is the R5, the Godox R5, I think it's called. And it's a round one with mounts to mount it, of course, but it's like all of them. I think they kind of all have the same kind of functions or software where you can kind of scroll through and just see the different, first of all, color temperatures, different modes. Obviously, it's RGB, so it's all sorts of different colors. You've got them cycling through. You can do flash, you can do lightning, TV effect, flames, police, all sorts of stuff. So if you're a filmmaker and you're looking for a quick and easy way to be creative, or you're just trying to light something that's really basic, it actually goes to the music. I think I've shown you this one, guys, before. So pretty cool. This is the R5. We've also got a couple of the your basic ones, RGB. This one's called the Wii Light. It's a metal construction and same type of thing. It does have one mount. I find this one a little bit brighter, and of course you can adjust all that kind of stuff. The batteries are actually pretty good. Hopefully you can see that right there. But how do you pick one? There's so many. Here's a different one. This is a Viltrox one. It's a plastic construction, but it actually has a diffuser built in. So it's tough to choose, and the prices are all over the place. I really don't think you can go wrong. And then I got this guy the other day. This thing is pretty sweet. This is a double. It is a basically folding double, and you can fold it every which way. It's a metal construction. It's very solid. Feels really good. It's called the Vito or the VitoPal R20. Holy crow, that's bright. So that, again, I'll link it down in the description. I've been using this. I used it in my last video, if you saw, just to kind of create some different looks. And as you can see, it's really bright, and that's at 70%. So you can control, how bright it is. It has a lot of the same features as the other guys, but I really like the fact that you don't, you can kind of throw it down and balance it. You can do whatever you need. You can have your backlit as well as the back wall. It's just really versatile. And I haven't seen something like this. The battery is tremendous. It's fantastic. So I'd really recommend this big guy if you are looking for one. You should always have one of these in your bag if you ask me. So again, all in the description. Check out the reviews for each one. You really can't go wrong though. I've never had anything bad happen to them. Just kind of a really cool thing to have. And again, I'm going to be giving one or two of these away. We've got some pretty cool giveaways. If you guys are part of the channel, if you're a subscriber, I just give away stuff because I literally have too much stuff. I get stuff all the time. This is full of stuff, and I wanted to do a video and show you guys some of the stuff because I just can't make enough videos. So I wanted to kind of amalgamate it all into maybe a live stream and answer your questions about it, but I'm gonna give some of those away. I also have another, of course you've probably heard, another Viltrox 85, awesome Mark 1, so it's the 1.6 version. Beautiful, brand new, sealed for you. That's gonna be given away. We're gonna probably do that at our next big milestone, which is about, I don't know, 25,000, I think. And again, thank you so much, guys, for your support. We're growing so fast, and the community is just becoming just that, a community where we reach out, help people, help each other grow and have fun and awesome stuff. So thanks so much for your support. If you haven't yet, just hit the like button on this video. That helps it out a lot to grow and share and get out there. It helps with the algorithm and all that stuff. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing. But let's head back and see if they have any other questions. Not a lot, guys. Ask me some questions. I want to hear what your thoughts about all this awesome stuff that we've got going on. Casper asks, what should I buy as my first Aps-C prime lens? Sony 50 f1.8, Sigma 30 1.4, or a Sigma 56 f1.4. Yeah, honestly, bud, you're not going to go wrong with any of those lenses, depending on your budget. I swear, the first lens that a brand new person, super excited to get into it, just picked it up. This is something for me. 51.8, like that was my first pickup, and it totally changed everything. When you first throw it into, manual or aperture priority or something, and it's just a total game changer. But if you have the budget, yeah, the 50 is a great lens. The Sigmas, depending on your shooting style, I know the 56 is really sharp. I haven't done a review on a couple of those for some reason, but they're great. I've used them, a lot of them not in depth. 30 is going to be obviously wider and a little bit more tricky to shoot, especially if you're newer, but you can't go wrong with any of those lenses. Like the 50 OSS is stabilized, the Sigmas are not. That's going to help because your Aps-C, depending on what your body is, you might not have image stabilization, so that's going to help quite a bit with that. But yeah, you can't really go wrong. Hopefully that answered your question. Yeah, Simon, I'm kind of blessed, buddy, for all these lenses. They're everywhere, and it's just a lot of work and time, and investment. You invest in lenses. They are pricey. It adds up, but it's an investment. Invest in the good stuff. It tends to have a better resale, and I'm constantly always trading up and down and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, you got to start somewhere though. Camille, sorry, I don't know how to say that. What do you expect from the Sony A7 IV? Oh boy. Yeah, we touched on that a little bit in a few other videos that I have. I've given my thoughts a bit, but I'm really excited for the flip screen, of course, 10-bit video, 4K 60. It has to have those things, unless they're going to go a weird route and really screw everything up, but I really hope not. They're not going to get 4K 120 because they're not going to, compete with the A7S III. They're going to have the A7C now, so they're going to not include some features from there, but I don't know what that would be. Maybe it's just the price point. Maybe at $3,000, we're going to get an A7 IV with everything we're looking for. I'd like to see a new sensor. I don't want the same 24 megapixel sensor. It's a great sensor, but it's overdone. I think that it's been years and years, and we need a new sensor. It doesn't even have to be more megapixels. Give us slightly more megapixels, but improve the sensor. Give us new technology. I don't know. Give us something. But the 24 is getting on my nerves a little bit, just because although it's fantastic, it's just we want the new. And Sony makes half the new amazing sensors, so we know it's possible. Just put it in the Sony cameras. Improved autofocus, of course. I want tracking of all kinds, especially in video eye autofocus tracking. And that's one of the things that kind of bugs me about the A7 III here, of course, because sometimes I notice that it doesn't track really well, especially like the eye and stuff. Well, it doesn't track eye autofocus in video. But again, maybe it's as I use it more and more. I've used this thing, this thing's paid for itself like multiple times, so I can't really fault the thing. It still holds up in this day and age. I'd still recommend it to everybody. I just put out my 10 worst things about it and the 10 best things about this camera. It's phenomenal. I love this. It's so good. And it still continues to be. That's the crazy thing. It's still competing years later. So I got off track there for sure. But yeah, what else, guys? A7 III launch date. I'd like to see the A7 IV by the end of the year. But if this is just an A7C announcement, I doubt we're going to see it for maybe a few more months at least, but you never know. Sony's got they got a lot on their plate. They got their PS5 coming out, and they just did a new phone, all that kind of stuff. So maybe they'll spread it out. Maybe we'll see it in the fall or the spring. I'm not sure. I'll let you know the second I hear anything, though. Okay. Jodison, welcome. Yeah, I got a lot of stuff floating around, buddy. Lots of things. Speaking of things, this is awesome. I had to show this because I'm kind of a freak when it comes to cleanliness of lenses and cameras. And well, if you don't keep your stuff clean and protected, it's gonna wear. It's gonna get weather sealing is not what it should be. So I found this thing because you don't want to use compressed air. This bad boy is an actual electric rechargeable, like gun of air, so you can dust, you can do all sorts of stuff. It's not too strong, but it's way better than compressed air. You don't want to be compressed airing your lenses and their seals and stuff. So to clear, if I've gone to the beach or something, I just give my camera a nice spray over in the the eyepiece and stuff. It's phenomenal. I love it, and it's got a couple attachments and stuff. Yeah, I'm a total nerd, but this thing is pretty sweet and it's pretty powerful. Again, I link that in the description for you. I'm always trying to keep things as clean as I can. As you know, the A7 III is a dust magnet, so the least amount of time that I can have that sensor exposed, the better. And you don't want to be, obviously blowing the sensor and stuff. But that's why I like this system with the lens rack and the lens pack, because you can switch so quick, and I like that. Open my bag and I can change my lens in like 3 seconds, and you know, fingers crossed. I still probably will have to go and use my blower or whatever. That's another thing. If you guys don't have it, where's my blower? This guy. You got to have one of these, and invest in a good one, not a cheap one that comes in from, I don't even know how this works. It doesn't get dust and stuff in. It's like a, I don't know what you'd call that, but it's a good one and I love it, and I've got multiple of them depending on what I'm doing. So anywho, let's get back to some questions. A7C is kind of disappointing. Yeah, well, it depends who you ask, I guess, and what your needs are, and we don't know what's set in stone yet, so it depends on the price, depends on the 10-bit, and I kind of agree with you. I think the silver is a stupid thing. I don't know why they're doing that. That's weird. But to each his own. Camille. Okay, thank you. Camille, sorry. Casper says he's also kind of ugly. Yeah, it's different, that's for sure. And like I said, I think the silver kind of adds to that Fuji kind of look. But what's your honest opinion of the 24 to 105 f4 and the Tamron 70 to 180? This is Aztec Focus Events. Welcome, bud. My honest opinion on like versus each other or independently, because the 24 to 105 f4 is just a fantastic lens. It's pristine. It just feels good. It feels right. It's well built. It's a masterpiece. It's f4, but you know, a lot of the lenses and the cameras, they're so capable. You know, the difference between f2.8 and f4 for like bokeh and stuff is very minimal. That lens is fantastic. It's versatile enough for travel. It's got image stabilization. It's sharp. I like that lens. It's expensive, but I have nothing bad to say about it. And as far as the 70 to 180, I do have that full in-depth review on YouTube, of course, but there are some downsides, including the lack of image stabilization. The build quality for me is questionable. It's not, you know, you just can't compare it to the GM and stuff, and they're saying, oh, there's no contest. Well, it's a different lens altogether. It's not a professional lens. It can produce professional results, but it doesn't have the durability that the G Master does. It just doesn't. That's just, well, that's my opinion, but it's also completely fact. A completely capable lens, great, you know, autofocus, very fast, very silent, and I do miss the 20 millimeters there, but it's also got like the close focus distance, which Tamron's doing in everything, which is amazing. I love that stuff. Like macro, the more I can do with a lens, the more excited I am. It's just so versatile. Like I said, I don't like changing lenses. Hello. So yeah, that's my thought on those two. I hope that helped you out. Who else? We got Wayne Omega. Welcome, buddy. Going to be shooting drag racing. Do you have any tips on what lenses, gear to use for something like that? Well, I'd use my 100 to 400, no question. Depending on where you are, that's a lot of cars moving really fast, really quickly. You know, there's a big range, so you're going to be right up close maybe, and then they're going to be far. So you want to have the opportunity to be really quick and have some, you know, versatility in your shots, hopefully. So I love that lens. It's my favorite lens ever, probably. 100 to 400. If need be, throw on your 1.4 times teleconverter, but that thing's not going to steer you wrong. Even a 70 to 200. It just depends on kind of what you're looking for. But something fast for sure. You know, something with some reach, and then maybe bring something wide to get a couple different, you know, perspective shots. But totally up to you. But definitely a sports style lens because they're moving quick. Make sure your shutter speed's high, and don't be scared to pump up your ISO a little bit. But that's awesome. Like events like that, that's amazing. And it's so cool that, you know, some people are actually getting back out and doing this stuff. This year has been just such a bummer for photos for me. Some plans that obviously got canceled and stuff. It's just hard to stay in your little bubble and keep the creativity going, you know, but that's what it takes. So that's why we are a community, to inspire each other, to get out there, to try new things. And hopefully we do that. Anyways, what else do we got here? Netherlands. Yeah. You bet. Sohan from India. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate the love. Hope everything's going well over there. Hope you guys are staying safe. And speaking of that, guys, you know, this is a tough time for a lot of people. It's just we're in uncharted waters in terms of, you know, the new reality. So another life of mine, I do work a lot with, you know, mental health, and I'm passionate about that being our best and having a balance of mental, physical. So if you are struggling, don't be scared to reach out to people, your support group, your friends online here, your community, and just use the art, use your hobbies to stay positive, to stay healthy, motivated. Reach out is what I'm trying to say if you do need the help. And it's more important now than ever. So, Camille from Ireland, awesome. That is a beautiful country. What else we got, guys? An ATEM Mini would look great next to your Stream Deck. ATEM Stream Mini. ATEM Mini? I don't know what that is, actually. I will check it out, though. Yeah, I like that Stream Deck. It's pretty cool. Greetings from Ireland, David Tech. Thanks for joining us, bud. Tamron, his question is, have the Tamron 17-28 and the Zeiss 55, both great lenses. Recently changed to Sony. I basically need headshots. B-roll, showcasing tech, what would be your recommended for a new lens? Headshots, B-roll, showcasing tech. Well, depending on what kind of B-roll, a lot of the B-roll that I use are close-up stuff. So one lens that I love and I think everybody should own is the 90mm macro. It's just a phenomenally sharp and capable lens with great autofocus. And it's a portrait lens, but you can also get in. It's good for video and do the B-roll that you need. I use it constantly, pretty much in every video that you see of mine if you are a subscriber. I use that thing every time. So that is amazing. But again, we're also getting to the point with these Tamron lenses that we can get creative because they have the minimum focus distance, like the 28-200. It's so versatile because you can get in and get up close. And I'm going to show you a few photos that I've taken recently with this lens. If you haven't seen, they're crazy. They're so versatile, but I would definitely recommend checking that thing out. But that might be, you know, obviously too much reach for your B-roll. So your 17-28, depending on what you're going to be doing, should be able to give you some nice, you know, establishing shot B-roll. And then maybe you can get in the 55s, very versatile, fantastic all-around lens. I have a review on that guy. Check out some of the video that I've done with that lens. It's great. Yeah, so hopefully there's one that answered your question. If you want more of a standard zoom, check out the 28-75 or the old Sigma 24-70. You know, if you want something in the middle. Yeah, what else, guys? Hopefully I haven't missed anything. Bimchers says, welcome, by the way. Just bought the A7 III with the Sigma 24-70, and packaging was poor and my camera and lens moved around in the box. Should I be concerned if I got my stuff damaged? I would be. That's a lot of money to invest, and if it's coming from who knows where, delivery people they don't know what's in there. They're not overly concerned with your stuff. I would be concerned with that, and I'd wonder why it's not packaged. Where did he get it from? Maybe contact them, take some pictures, and maybe you got an extended warranty. I don't know, but the Sigma is going to have a decent warranty. Check that out. But yeah, that's a bit concerning, but I'd be, you know, a little bit worried about that, but hopefully it works out for you. Test it out. If you don't know how to test your lenses, I've got a video on that too. Make sure everything's tickety-boo. What else we got here, guys? Jason Augustine, welcome. Just got the new 85. Oh, beautiful. I'm assuming you're talking about the DGDN E-mount, the actual made for E-mount 85, and it looks pretty awesome. I haven't got my hands on it yet, but I would love to try it. So pretty cool. If you could post some stuff on, I don't know, some of the groups or something to check it out. I'd love to see what you come up with it, but it looks good. I just can't really comment on it because I haven't tried it. And I don't trust anybody who've tried it for a day or 2 days and all of a sudden all these reviews are coming out and it's like, well, you had it for 6 hours, you signed the NDA. I don't know. I think with every review that I do, I have it for a good week, 2 weeks minimum. And I try it in lots of situations so I can give my honest thoughts on it. But yeah, it's easy to speculate and say things what other people have heard, but there's lots of instances. Not every lens is created the same. There's just too many factors. But that lens looks, for the size and stuff, looks amazing. I'm definitely going to check it out. But if you do follow me, Sigma is is not my best friend right now and hasn't been for a little bit, although they do have some phenomenal lenses. Okay, guys, who else? What else? Akomolide Tunamise. I don't even know how to pronounce that. I apologize, from Nigeria, bud. Thanks for dropping in. Akomolide, welcome. Thanks for, yeah. Let me know if you have any questions. Hi from Germany, Kajeld, I think it's called. David Tech asked for, thanks for the recommendation. You bet. Never thought in the 90, to be honest. Yeah, my the Tamron was on the radar too. The 90 is just such an awesome lens. It's versatile and it holds its value pretty well too. So that should have been a G Master lens as far as I'm concerned. Love that thing. What Sony camera should I buy as a portrait photography? Yeah, bud, we just talked about that. The 90 is going to be great for portraits. It's super sharp. It's even too sharp. If you ask some people, it's incredibly sharp. Any macro lens is going to be, you know, very sharp. And if you ask some people like wedding photographers, they're not going to want to do so much work. I like it. I like the sharpness and what I'm taking pictures of. I don't do a ton of portraits, to be honest, but if you know, check it out. But you might want something a little bit faster if you like that separation, if you like that creamy background. You know, there's lots. The 85, for example, I love my 85s. I have the Viltrox. I've got the Samyang 85 f1.4. What else? I've got another one kicking around. So I love my 85s, and you can't really go wrong for portraits with 85. There's the 105 from Sigma. That's an absolute beast. The 1.4. 135, 1.8. Well, I'd love to get my hands on that thing. That thing looks like an absolute beast, the G Master. We got options. But yeah, you know, the 90 is versatile, so if you're not overly concerned with that and you want multi-use lens, then you might want to consider it. What else, guys? We're going to dive in. I don't want to take up too much time here today, but I wanted to show you some photos that I've taken these last few months. Let's see what else we can get here. RMS just got a G7 with the kit lens. Should I get telephoto zoom or the 8mm wide angle? This is Kenta RMS. G7, is that like a Canon G7? I don't know which one that would be, but 8mm wide. 8mm is incredibly wide. That's mind-blowingly wide, and a telephoto versus a 8mm is a completely different universe, bud. So really think about what you want to shoot. Maybe pick something in the middle. Maybe pick something that's a bit more versatile, like anything with some range, like the good old Tamron 28-200. But yeah, you're all over the map. You got to focus on what you want. Think about what kind of photos you want to shoot, and then you plan accordingly. What's going to give you the most use and the most growth? That's the way I look at it. Okay, so I bought my camera gear from Adorama. This is Bimchers again. Still want to hear back from them about it. Oh, wow. That's surprising. Yeah, the old Netflix. It's tough to get noticed as there's billions and billions of videos out there. So that's the fun of it. Oh, Lumix, of course. Panasonic. Jeez. Yeah, I didn't even know there was an 8mm. Honestly, I don't know a heck of a lot about Panasonic gear, to be honest, aside from, you know, the good video cameras, the GH5 and stuff, and what they're capable of. But I really don't follow their lens lineup and stuff. I'm not the guy to ask for that. I'm sorry. Okay. All right, guys. We're speeding up here. I'm going to go back. You bet, buddy. Jamaica. Pretty cool. We got people from all over the place. More reviews. Let me know what reviews you want to see, and I'll do my best. It's tough to pick stuff, you know. Which studio light do you use? I have two, actually. I use the Godox SL60. It's in the description. And I'm also actually testing out right now this guy. It's not going to let me do it, but it's the Ninja 400. It's an incredibly bright, really good build. I'll link to it. You'll have a video up soon. I like it. It's looking pretty good. It's pretty quiet as well, because obviously a lot of them do have a fan and whatnot. Ninja 400. So check that thing out. Yeah, yeah, I might have a link already, but drop it down and check that thing out. But either way, you can't go wrong. They both perform great. And I've got a big soft box over here. And that's pretty much it. Keep it simple. Like I said, I don't have a lot of room in here, obviously, so it's so painstaking even to set up a live stream. I got to move all the furniture and put gear in corners and stuff. It's insane. All right, guys, a couple more questions and we're going to head to the computer. Mark, where are we here? Mark from Austin, Texas. Is the 70 to 180 worth the money? Really looking for something that would be a 100 to 400 equivalent, and no, it is not. But what would you think about something else? Yeah, there's no replacement for the 100 to 400, and I haven't got my hands on the Sigma one yet, but I can already tell you it's not going to be in the same vicinity. Not in my quick, I can't speak for it, but I really, from my research deep already and a lot of stuff that I've seen on it, it's just not the same. Native's always the best experience for me personally, and the 70 to 180 is definitely not comparable to the 100 to 400. It's a great lens, especially at the price point. The lack of OSS is a concern, and you don't get the 200, that extra 10% or 20 millimeters is kind of a bummer, but it's sharp, it's fast. It's just maybe not quite as reliable as something, but yeah, it's worth the money, absolutely, for sure. And we don't really have many options, so hope that helped you out. Okay, guys. MFT. It's Panasonic Lumix Kenta MFT, also known as the G70. Cool. Okay. If I was to buy 3 essential lenses plus the 90 millimeters, what other lenses do you think I should buy? Oh boy. I can't even answer that for you, bud. It's just so personal. When you know what you like to shoot, you tailor that toward what you like to shoot. So for me, 100 to 400, no brainer. And then a standard zoom that I can use for video, like the 24 to 70 or maybe the 28 to 75, which I swear by, great size, great weight. But then I like to have something fast for portraits and whatever. You need a fast prime. I think everybody needs a fast prime, at least 12. But 3, that's really tough, and that depends on your shooting style. But if you give me a bit more, maybe shoot me a message, and if you want to give me a bit more detail, I can maybe point you in the right direction depending on your needs. Okay, so let's go for a couple more, guys. One more question, and then we got to go. Daniel James Wilson, welcome, my friend. Sony 70 to 200 to 600 or Sigma 100 to 400. The range difference is no problem, but the lens, would you say, is the best bang for your buck? Again, I've used the 200 to 600 briefly, not enough to form a huge opinion on it, and I'd like to do a full review on both, but I haven't had them in my hands for an extended period of time, so it's really hard for me to say. The Sigma is going to be a lot cheaper, but just not as much reach, so it depends on if you want the versatility and the size, or do you need the ultimate reach? Do you shoot birds primarily, always? And is that a huge factor for you? That's the way I look at the 200 to 600. Do you shoot wildlife at a huge distance and you really need that reach? Or, can you crop in, or is it, not imperative that you have, 1,000 millimeters with your, teleconverters and your crop mode and all that stuff. So think about what you really, really, really need and then go that route. There's nothing worse than diving in head first, not thinking it through, and then realizing, oh my God, this is not what I needed. This is too much lens for me or whatever. But like I said, if you're investing in a good lens, it's going to have great resale, or you can always trade or something. So think about that. All right, guys, last question. Michael Ann, or Michelle, sorry. Michelle Ann, welcome. Any suggestions for the next purchase lens? I own the 70 to 180. 1.4, that'd be nice. It is a 2.8 in fact. And the Sony 85 G Master for portraits, nice. I am looking for a lens to keep in my bag when we travel and want to shoot some pretty landscape. Yeah, well, again, my favorite traveling lens is the 100 to 400, but I like to shoot wildlife, I like to shoot landscapes, and you can do portraits and stuff too, but depending on, how much you like to lug around in your capacity, look at the Tamron 28 to 200 if you want an all-in-one lens. If you don't want to take a bunch, that's a great all-around one and done lens. It's incredible for what it is. Macro light capabilities, I think it's 1 to around 3.5 macro reproduction ratio. You've got an incredibly versatile focal range. The autofocus is good. It's not a sports lens. You can't compare it to the 70 to 180, but it's going to do a ton of great stuff. And it's an f2.8 to start off with. So if you do any studio work, if you're doing this kind of thing, you can shoot at f2.8 and have a decent, you know, studio video cam. So it's cool, it's versatile, and it's like 700 something bucks. It's a pretty awesome lens if you ask me. So check that out. Consider that if you want an all-in-one lens, but maybe you want something more specific. I don't know. Hopefully that helps, guys. Okay, so like I said, we're running out of time here. I want to see if there's anything really pressing, guys, and then we're going to check out a couple pictures that I've taken this last few months, just for fun and showing you which lenses that I use to take them. Okay, no problem, Daniel. So sorry if I missed anybody. Please, can you recap for the 3 essentials? Oh, okay. I will. For me, like I said, it totally depends on you as a photographer. I love my 100 to 400. I love a standard fast zoom, like a 24 to 70 f2.8 or the Tamron 28 to 75. And then I would have some kind of fast prime. I like an 85 for portraits and stuff. I always go back to my 85, but I don't know. I'm attracted to the 20 or the 24, 1.8, 1.4. I've been, you know, having more experience with those. I don't own any of those right now, either or the G Master or the 20 f1.8, but I do like the idea. The more I shift and change, and I like it. I don't know so it really depends on your shooting style. Like I said, it's so hard to say which lenses are the best for you because no two people are alike. What I shoot and when you shoot are totally different. But hopefully that makes sense. All right, guys. So let's go over to the computer and I'll show you just a few photos that I've taken over the last couple months, and you can tell me what you think, and let me know whether you have any issues as I go over here with the audio or the video. And I wanted to ask you guys, what is the audio and the video quality like so far in this stream? I want your feedback. Am I having any issues, or is it good? And hopefully now you can hear me on my voiceover mic, because hopefully we have switched over to the computer. So yeah, it looks like we have, and let me know if you can't hear me. Here's a photo that I've taken with the, oh geez, 70 to 200 G Master, I believe, or this might have been with the 70 to 180. This is pretty cool. I have this in my review, but I actually added this bird here in the center. Just thought it was really cool, silhouette style, and I love nature, obviously. So I actually cloned this bird and flipped him around, made him a bit bigger, and then just kind of something to look at, some kind of focal point in the middle. I just thought it was kind of neat. And black and white, I love the idea of black and white, but a lot of my photography for some reason just doesn't work out with black and white. But I think I'm going to try and maybe make a little series on shooting black and white, because it's just such a powerful way to tell a story. And I just love black and white. So there's that guy. Here's one on vacation. Here's my daughter, and absolute joy in her face, and just love this picture so much. We got beautiful vineyards, and this was shot with the 70 to 200 G Master. And another just reminder to just slow down and find the joy out of each day and what you're doing, even though, like I said, a lot of people are struggling right now. So I use my photography as an art to stay focused, to stay positive and happy, and attract what I want. And I hope it's something that you guys can do the same. And like this stuff, this makes me so happy, and I just love how I have this forever, and that's how it captures this moment, which is just what this art is all about. Okay, so thanks for the feedback for the audio, guys. Let's go to the next one. And this, I had the opportunity, it was really cool. This was that Perseus meteor shower. I was in the interior of British Columbia in the desert, and I just happened to open my phone and it's like, oh, the peak of the meteor shower is tonight. And the day before, we had found this Mount Kobu, which was this incredible lookout with apparently some of the best star viewing on the planet. They were going to build an observatory. And so we went up there. It was very, very cold in this day, 30 degrees down there in the city. And I'm probably around 0, so I was not prepared, even though I thought I was. And I brought some kind of, somewhat fall gear, but it was chilly and there was a wind. But it was just absolutely epic. It was incredible. We're talking 360 pano views, and this meteor here over the city at this elevation, it was spectacular. And you can see over here in the corner a little bit of the Milky Way. But yeah, a couple, actually, you can see 1, 2, 3 shooting stars or meteors falling here. It was just an absolutely epic experience, guys. And astro's fun, but it's consuming and it's frustrating sometimes. But I think I'm going to do, if you guys are into it, I'll do a little series on astro for you, because, man, it's so cool. There's nothing better than being out there doing this. And this one was actually shot with my 16-35 f4 Sony. Yeah, so there that is. Pretty sweet. Next, we've got a picture taken with this was taken at 28 millimeters with the 28-200, just showing the versatility of this lens. This is at 2.8, and how awesome is that? What lenses can you shoot 28 millimeters and get this close to your subject? So pretty happy with that lens and what Tamron's doing. And hopefully, everybody's going to start to follow suit, having this versatility in the engineering. It's just really cool and makes it more versatile. You could even use this as it really almost is the perfect all-in-one lens for, an intermediate or somebody that does a lot of stuff without a huge budget, because you can get so close. You can do B-roll, but you can also film yourself, and you can take it traveling and do a huge range of photography, and it's incredibly sharp. The corners aren't fantastic at 2.8, but who cares? It's a 28-200, and the price is right. So there's that, guys. And here's another one. This is also taken with the 28-200. Now I've added some things here. I've added the birds, and I've obviously brightened in, well, not the big bird, but I added these birds and the sun, some rays and stuff. But other than that, it is what it is. And again, a capable landscape lens and versatile. I just thought it was really cool. Right time, right place. The bird was just chilling there, and yeah, nothing like a good sunset. So there's another landscape shot from the 28-200. Yeah, and here's another one. This is obviously an eagle and the moon in the middle of the day. And this is a composite, I must admit. This is 2 shots. I had one that pretty much was this photo, but the moon obviously wasn't quite as in focus. So I just took another photo of the moon and blended them together. And that's what that looks like. This is taken with the 100-400. Get that reach. Stop that guy dead in his tracks, and just kind of really neat. Like that, tells a kind of a story, and it's, I don't know. There's not much to say about it. I'm always looking for the photos that don't need explanation. And having said that, guys, if you didn't know, I'm having a little competition. You've got, I think, 2 days left. What is this? Friday. Tomorrow is the deadline at noon PST to get your photos in if you wanted me to critique your images and maybe win some prizes. We're going to do kind of a cool video showing you some of your guys' stuff, which is awesome, by the way. I've gotten so many entries, and I can't pick them all, but gear doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether you what your budget is. I'm not concerned with that. So enter that, check out the community tab on the channel, and then email me your JPEG with the description of your photo if you want a chance to win, and we'll maybe check that out in a week or two. So other than that, this guy I wanted to mention, this was made with the Luminar 4, and really cool software. If you guys don't know what Luminar 4 is, not my primary editor, but a very cool and creative software to be able to just be creative and get out of your head, and I love it. It's a non-subscription service. I do have a discount affiliate link if you're interested in that, but there is a new Luminar coming out because Luminar 4 is definitely not perfect, but I wanted to touch on that just for a second too. Where are we here? So getting back to this. Okay, so what happened? What did I press? Okay, so hopefully you guys can still hear me. Yeah, and I couldn't actually see all your comments there, so hopefully it's all good. Audio's a little softer. It's good, good, good. Fantastic. Thank you, guys. I wanted to touch on Luminar AI. And this is kind of a cool looking software here. I'll go back to our computer screen. I wanted to touch on what they've done is pretty much taken everything that's not great about Luminar 4 apparently and put it into I think a more simplified version. One of the things that's not great about Luminar 4 was the speed. It would lag even with a really capable computer, and I think that frustrated me and a lot of people. So this is a way that they've kind of gone an extra step. They've gone all in with AI and looking really cool. There's a pre-order. I put the link in the description if you guys are interested in Luminar AI. You do get a pretty good discount if you pre-order. And I think if you already have Luminar 4, you get an even better deal. So check that out. They got some pretty cool stuff. And again, I don't recommend this as your primary editor, but if you want something to just be inspired and get out of your head, be really creative and use some pretty cool tools, it's awesome. And the best thing, I think this is really smart, they've added a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you don't like it, you can get your money back, which I know a lot of people, they were having problems with Luminar 4 and they were disappointed and that sucked, but they do have pretty good follow-up, so I'm happy with that. So if you are wondering about that, definitely check that out. And that's pretty much it, guys. I wanted to just kind of leave it at that, show you a few things. We went over some awesome new stuff that I've kicking around and some fun things and some lenses and some lens racks and some lights and all that good stuff. So thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for hanging out, and I appreciate each and every one of you guys. If you want to see something, like I said, or if you have any ideas, or if you like something or you don't like something about the channel, let me know, and I'll do my best to change or accommodate. Again, use each other, be creative, and thanks so much. As always, make mistakes, be yourself, get out of here, and take some more pictures. See you next time. Be creative, and thanks so much. As always, make mistakes, be yourself, get out of here, and take some more pictures. See you next time.